Should you sell anything to anyone? If you are in sales or a business owner and you're wondering, should you sell anything to anyone? Now, Josh, you not only provide CPA services, fractional CFO services, but you are an accomplished business consultant in which you help business owners to grow and scale their business. In fact, that's one of the reasons why we're making this video series, because I have here your manuscript from your book that's coming out. By the way, we'll put the description, I'll put the information in the description below how you can actually get a copy of this. But I'm gonna make some quotes from here, and we have these playlists that you can actually watch in which we help you, the business owner, to beat the odds. We all know about the 96% that fail, and we don't want you to be one of those. I'm sure you don't want to be one of those that fail. So pay attention to what Josh has to say, and we're going to share with you some actionable items that you can implement that will help you to succeed in your business.
Is this another video where we're going to sell the pen to everybody?
Actually, no, I was in another video in which we talk about that with another mentor. By the way, that's a phenomenal video. If you want to know about how to sell, he's one of the world's leading expert in sales. Highly recommend you check out that video, but that's not what we're going to be talking about today.
But they all did it. Jordan Belfort sold the pen. Grant Cardone wanted to sell the pen.
Everyone wants to sell the pen. That's my pen, by the way. Okay, and but we're
maybe there's a time when we shouldn't sell the pen.
We should not. And why shouldn't you sell the pen, Josh?
Well, it's my interpretation that, if you want to be successful in business, if you want to be successful in sales, you should probably believe in the product or service that you're actually selling.
Right? Correct. Yeah.
Customers, they can sense it, right? It's very difficult to actually get invested in a product or service that you don't believe in.
If you're disingenuous, I've trained over 8,000 sales professionals around the world with another mentor as well too, and this is something we talk about. And I fully agree with Josh on this one here. We see this all the time. You know this. You go to the mall, you go to a car dealership, and you got a cheesy salesperson who's there, icky, snake oil guy who's trying to force a sale on you. But you know that he doesn't believe in the product, or she doesn't believe in the product. They're just desperate for that sale.
There's cold hard evidence that suggests that cognitive dissonance, it decreases performance by about 20%.
Right.
So your actual productivity drops off when you're trying to sell stuff that you don't believe in. Right. It's not a sustainable path to success. It might get you some short-term success, but it's not going to have any very long-term sustainable success.
But wait, Josh, the other day a business owner wrote a question into us, and they said, hey, Desmond, Josh, this industry is making a lot of money. I don't really know much about it, and I don't really believe in it. Should I sell it? Should I do it just for the quick cash? I want to do another business later on, but I need some quick cash right now. Should I do it?
I would say no. I would say no. Most people are going to dramatically underestimate, how difficult it is to succeed in business and how long it takes to build a sustainable business, right?
Right.
So you're not talking about having to be in that business for days or weeks. You're talking about having to be in this business for years. And meanwhile, you don't believe in it, and you don't believe in, what you're selling. It's going to become a very tough road to actually do that.
Yeah, and just speaking from experience as well too, I've run digital marketing agencies and different things, and I can tell you it's a very tough business to run. And one of the challenges I experienced, Josh, as a business owner, was we reached a point where myself, my partners, my team, we felt like we were losing the edge. We were kind of like, we want to move into another industry, but do we still continue to keep some of the clients that we had, or bring on new clients just to keep the cash flow going? Is it something that we should continue to sell, even though we had kind of already lost the, lost that loving feeling? We had lost that, we didn't really believe in the business anymore or what we were providing. What would be your advice on that? I mean, do we rip off the Band-Aid and just move to another industry right away?
Generally, if that's an established business, you should probably look at, hey, what did we miss? We probably didn't develop our product or service, right?
Okay.
The market probably took a couple lefts and rights, and we kept going in the same direction.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we had this product or service that we could sell over here, but there were better solutions now, and we ignored that kind of flower. We didn't water it, we didn't give it the nutrients, it's kind of wilted over. It's like, we could still sell it, but we don't feel good about selling it anymore. At one time we did.
Right.
So we have to be careful about that too, that there needs to be a significant amount invested, that we're always trying to continually improve our product or service, make it just a little bit better every single day.
Stay current with the times, and you can only do that if you've got blocked out time for thinking time. We do have another video, by the way, on time management. You can actually check that out, on how to block out your schedule so that you as the entrepreneur can work on the business, not in the business. So Josh, I want to talk about, you actually wrote this in the quote here about the minimal viable product. And actually, I'm just going to read from the manuscript here. Sometimes when launching your minimal viable product, you might know that someone in the market is selling a better mousetrap, In that case, your goal is to refine your offering a little each day. However, you do not sell the product while internally telling yourself that your competitor is better. This is key. You sell it knowing that although your competitor might have a better core product, the competitor does not have you, and you are the one thing that brings the value. At this initial stage, you are the one that is dealing with issues. Personally, you know that the customer can rely on the outcome. Josh, can you explain a little bit more about it? Expand on this. Why did you write that in your book?
Because some people will use that I can only sell what I believe in as a crutch to not hit revenue, right?
Okay.
To live in that pre-revenue stage for
It's
as
almost
long
like a
as possible, right?
self-sabotage kind of thing, yeah.
It's a self-sabotage, right? And a lot of it has to do, I believe, with fear, because once you actually bring it to market, you're actually going to have to start to face that rejection, and people don't want to have to do that, right? Whether you spend a week trying to perfect it or 10 years trying to perfect it, you're still going to get a lot of rejection once you try to bring it to market, right? So I think a lot of people, they want to ignore this, they want to delay that pain point, right? But in reality, businesses fail because of customers, cash flow, and team.
Yes.
The longer we spend without customers, the bigger strain that is on the cash flow, right? Yeah. The longer it's going to take to get those quality team members to perfect that product in the long run. So we can't use that as a crutch, okay? Is your initial product going to be perfect? No. Does that mean I don't believe in the product or service? Also, no, right? It doesn't have to be perfect for you to believe in it. It's not scalable for you to put that personal touch on this as this becomes $1 million business or a $2 million business or a $10 million business. But initially, it is, and it's a price of admission, right? Mm-hmm. Because when you're first starting out, you're probably not the best. That's just how it works. And until you actually start to sell real products and services to real customers, you're never going to become the best. So, you know, it's kind of a doom wheel of death, right? You'll never get out of it unless you actually take that plunge. So you can, reconcile that with yourself by putting that personal touch on there. That allows you to launch that minimal viable product in good conscience.
Yeah.
To know that it's real value, right?
Yeah.
Because meanwhile, there's a bigger player in there. They're likely slightly better, but they might fall through the cracks. They might miss a couple of things, so they don't have that personal touch anymore. So eventually, the product or service should speak for itself.
Yeah.
Without your personal touch being put on anything that's going out the door.
Yeah.
At least on an individual basis, right? But initially, you can use that, to get that, get that level that you feel comfortable with selling.
Okay. And what would you say are some actionable items for someone who's watching this video right now? Josh, if I'm a business owner and I'm considering maybe say shifting my product line, mm-hmm. or maybe you gave some tips already earlier about maybe optimizing it. What are some action items, about selling something? Maybe it's an entrepreneur that's just under 100,000 right now. That is a business owner, and they haven't fully nailed in what they want to sell. Mm-hmm. What is your tips or advice for them to action?
So, step number one, mm-hmm. Don't get into a business if you don't believe in it.
Right.
Okay. This is step number one. If you don't believe it provides value,
don't do it for the money.
Don't do it for the money, right?
Okay.
That's not going to get you anywhere long term. In fact, that's going to repel money long term. So don't do it for the money because it's not gonna bring any money long term.
Right.
Okay. Number two, if you're in a business now that you haven't started because you're too afraid because there's other people, don't use that as a crutch.
Either, yeah.
You have to launch. This is the stage of the business where you're going to put your personal touch on it. Yeah. You're going to give out your personal cell phone number. You're going to check in on it and go visit the product or service personally.
You're probably the one delivering.
You're going to deliver it personally, right?
Yeah.
No one, your competitors aren't doing that. They don't have you.
Yeah.
You are the differentiator. So don't use the imperfections in your product, your minimal viable product, as a crutch for not launching. Okay.
Yeah, but also know full well that you're going to have to evolve and scale later, right?
That's right. Now, once you're into the product, now you've got to make this product or service a little bit better each day, right?
Yeah.
So don't become like that situation you're describing where we had this product or service and we lost the luster for it.
Yeah.
We lost the luster for it because we didn't have enough development into it anymore.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If we would have been taking the time out
to keep evolving it and making it better, yeah,
we would still have that luster for it, right?
Okay.
Other people in the company would still have that luster for it, right?
Yeah.
And if you're continually growing and scaling that product or service, there's other people who can run with that ball too, right? So it's those three things. Don't launch something that you don't believe in to begin with.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to launch something that's not quite perfect, because you are that differentiator.
Yeah.
And then number 3, make sure you have scheduled time to improve the quality of this product and service over time, forever.
Right, and make sure if you're going to be selling something, it's something you're passionate about. It's something that you're sold on. Like you yourself would purchase yourself. I think that is the number one thing. It's just from an ethics standpoint and from an energetic standpoint. Your own subconscious knows that whether or not you're bought into it. You're not being disingenuous. All right, so if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy some of the videos that we have in the series here, don't forget to comment. Let us know. Ask questions of Josh or myself. We'll be happy to reply to your questions. Josh also does put on a live boot camp several times a year. If you want to find out when the next one's coming up, just check out in the link in the description below. If your question is a great question, we'd love to give you kudos and a shout out. We'd like to actually pin your comment in the comment section, or even maybe feature you in a future video. So we look forward to hearing your business questions, business owner. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.